going to start my TikTok here because normally I only get 10 minutes, okay? And today is about money can buy anything. We have people who should be probably in an immigrant status, because how can you actually serve in the United States government and then try to tell the South African government what to do also? And that's not even the tip of the iceberg. You know, sometimes people are not supposed to be in certain meetings. But when you have enough money in the United States, you could buy yourself into anything. So let's put this away for a minute. As I said, by a wise man and a very strong and courageous man, Senator Cory Booker states, I rise tonight because to be silent at this moment of national crisis would be a betrayal, and it should read to my constituents, to my voters, the people that put me here. But most government officials have forgotten that. And because at stake in this moment is nothing less than everything that makes us who we are. Now, I want to give you a little bit of history. What he is doing is that he is interrupting the government, making a speech which should be talked about as a filibuster, because what happened is, in order to disrupt business, you would have to be on a Senate floor 18 or more hours talking. And see, what they want is, they want you to be out there all 18 hours. But you know, when Strom Thurmond of South Carolina, he was older, much older than 55, who was Cory Booker out there. So how many bathroom breaks did he get? How many people stepped in for him, okay, when he got tired? But you know, we always make allowances for certain factions of our community or of America. This man, Strom Thurmond of South Carolina, spent 24 hours and 18 minutes filibustering, which means talking against the Civil Rights Act of 1957. Rules for marathon speeches require members to continuously speak and remain on the floor, which raises difficult logistic questions, including about bathroom breaks. But you see, that didn't come up when Strom was up there. That did not come up when the segregationist, the racist, he was there. And see, you can't get me for hateful speech when something is true. You see, just read, because a segregationist means that people are supposed to be separated. So how do you separate a society? You have to have some people who are in a position to tell other people what to do, or to own other people, manipulate other people, governments, and things like that. But let me tell you something. Always talking about how weak somebody is. Cory Booker has been on the floor, by my last count, 24 hours, 42 minutes. And what does that tell you and tell everybody about the record Strom Thurmond held? Cory Booker, Senator Cory Booker, Mr. Senator Cory Booker, Democratic Senator Cory Booker of New Jersey, rose to speak on the floor of the Senate Monday evening at 7. By my count, It is after 8 Central Standard Time. And after more than 24 hours and some minutes, he's been railing against the policies of someone who seems to be putting America in a position to be another civilization toppled from the inside. Because if you understand anything, and you can go back to Rome and all the other great civilizations, they weren't conquered from the outside. They were conquered from the inside. Before going to the floor, Senator Booker announced his plan to deliver what could end up being the longest speech delivered in United States Senate history. And he made good on that. They wanted to know his motivation. He said, I intend to be recognized. And when I am, I'm not going to stop speaking. I'm not going to stop standing. I'm going to go for as long as I am physically able to go. I've been hearing from all people all over the state and all over the nation calling upon folks in Congress to do more, to do things that recognize the urgency, the crisis of the moment. Then he talked about the Senate, Supreme Court, the Oval Office, about having a responsibility to believe in something different, a cause. He singled out actions by this administration to gut federal agencies, including Social Security. I read letters from Social Security workers who now work in inadequate spaces with inadequate staff, unable to do their jobs that they love. Booker said, they're not leeches. They're not people who should be demeaned or degraded by the most powerful people in the land. I can attest to that. And I'm telling you, I don't have a big love for Social Security workers, because put under those circumstances to work, they cannot give you good customer service because they don't have it to give. The threats to the American people and this democracy are grave and urgent, and we must do all we can to stand against them. Now, from a man who in 2013 stood on the Senate floor for 21 hours and 19 minutes over the Civil Rights Act and the Affordable Care Act, and they were eventually passed. He talks about he also rises tonight, and hopefully it's in unity with Senator Cory Booker. And this is Senator Ted Cruz. I rise tonight because our nation is in crisis. Bedrock commitments are being broken. Unnecessary hardship is being borne by Americans of all backgrounds. Our institutions are recklessly and unconstitutionally attacked and even shattered. In 71 days, the financial stability, the safety, the foundations of our democracy, and any sense of common decency have been threatened. These are not normal times in our nation. Any kind of resistance is warranted because we have a lawless administration. We have people that think the rule of law does not apply to them. So anybody who uses their voices and uses what is available, I think is important. So